What if everything you see right now is just code running on a massive machine that we cannot see? What if the corporations controlling your money and your thoughts are not actually human, but rather digital avatars designed to keep you inside a specific loop of behavior? This idea sounds crazy, but it has been whispered by scientists for decades and hidden in plain sight within logos and brand names. You might think this is just conspiracy talk, but look closer at the symbols around you because they tell a story that is much deeper than marketing or simple branding. The truth is far more unsettling if we are living in a simulation. Then every action you take is being tracked and analyzed by algorithms designed to optimize your experience for an unseen audience above us. We need to understand why this matters to you right now because it changes how you view reality and the power structures that hold you down every single day. Symbols are not random. They are clues left by the creators who want us to notice but never fully understand what is happening around us in our daily lives. By the end of this video, you will see the world differently and recognize the patterns that have been hidden from your view for as long as you can remember. If you're ready to uncover the truth behind our simulated universe, hit like and subscribe to join us on a journey through the mysteries of simulation theory. Let's get started. The simulation theory suggests that our reality is a constructed environment created by advanced intelligence, much like a virtual reality game, but with perfect fidelity and no sense of pain or fatigue for the player who controls it. This concept has roots in ancient philosophy where thinkers wondered if what we see is real or an illusion cast by our senses to trick us into believing something else exists without proof. Modern science supports this idea through quantum mechanics where particles behave differently when observed, suggesting that reality might only render itself when necessary, like a video game loading assets on demand. Companies today use symbols and logos that align with mathematical constants found in nature, which points to a shared design language used by the architects of our universe for control purposes. This is relevant now because technology is advancing so fast that we are approaching the point where we might build simulations ourselves, making it statistically likely that we are already inside one created by someone older than us. The evidence suggests that corporations are not just businesses, but nodes in a larger network designed to maintain order and keep consciousness contained within specific boundaries of thought and belief systems for maximum efficiency and stability. In this video, we will explore the hidden messages embedded in corporate branding and how they mirror the underlying code of existence itself, waiting for you to decode the signals sent from the top down toward us below, looking up at the sky as if it were a ceiling made of stars instead of a hard drive full of data waiting to be accessed by users who have forgotten their passwords. Why does this sub-niche fascinate us so much? Because it challenges the very foundation of our belief in free will and personal agency within a world that feels real but behaves like a script written by someone else. The problem is that most people do not question the systems they live under because they are too busy surviving in a world where time moves faster and distractions multiply every single moment to notice the patterns repeating around them. We use analogies of video games to explain this because just like a game character, you follow rules set by developers without knowing the source code that defines your limits or capabilities as an individual entity within that digital space. Think about how many times you have seen a logo and felt a strange sense of familiarity, even if you could not place why it triggered something deep inside your mind where memories of other lives might be stored in case this one ends prematurely before we reach our full potential. The mystery remains because the signals are subtle and require active observation to detect them clearly without falling into the trap of seeing patterns where none exist at all, which is a common pitfall for those seeking meaning in chaos. We must remain curious and keep asking questions about why certain shapes appear again and again across different brands, regardless of their industry or geographic location, suggesting a universal design language that transcends human culture and connects to something more fundamental than we can ever fully comprehend in our current state of awareness. Imagine walking down a busy street where every sign you pass is not just advertising a product, but signaling a specific frequency that keeps your mind focused on consumption rather than creation of your own reality. Deep psychological implications suggest that this constant exposure to coded symbols creates a feedback loop in our brains that reinforces the belief that we are separate entities fighting for resources instead of parts of a whole system working together for stability and growth over time. We must immerse ourselves in this scene by closing our eyes and visualizing the world as lines of code where every person is an avatar moving through a landscape designed to test their loyalty and compliance with rules they do not understand, but follow anyway without question or hesitation about the source of authority that governs their lives from birth until death. Ask yourself what would happen if you stopped accepting the symbols as real and started seeing them for what they truly are, which are digital markers left by those who built this world to ensure order is maintained at all costs, regardless of individual suffering or joy experienced along the way through the journey we take together in this life. The cliffhanger comes when we realize that the people in charge might not even be aware they are playing a role themselves, because they too could be trapped inside layers upon layers of simulation, waiting for an update that never arrives to wake them up from the dream state into something more real than what we perceive as solid ground beneath our feet every single day. This is where the strongest arguments come together, showing that corporate branding uses specific geometric shapes like circles and squares to represent the cycle of birth and death within a simulation loop designed to keep consciousness trapped in an endless state of rebirth and reset. Scientific logic suggests that if we are living in a computer, then the laws of physics must be optimized for processing power, which explains why some events seem impossible until observed and how time behaves differently near heavy objects or high speeds as calculated by algorithms running in the background of our perception of reality. The awe comes from realizing that these symbols were not chosen randomly, but placed there to guide us toward a specific outcome where we eventually realize our true nature as players, rather than just characters stuck in an endless game with no goal other than survival and consumption for the sake of data generation. We must keep some mystery alive because the full truth might be too dangerous or confusing for most people to handle if revealed all at once without proper preparation or understanding of how their minds work under stress when faced with reality-shifting information that challenges everything they thought was true about themselves and the world around them before this moment arrived. Foreshadow bigger ideas by thinking about what happens after we wake up, because there might be a next layer beyond our current experience where other players are waiting for us to join them in understanding the nature of existence itself without the filters of simulation blocking our view of the truth, hidden behind the veil of normalcy and routine that keeps us busy all day long. We have looked at how symbols in corporate branding might be more than just logos, but signals from a higher intelligence designed to keep us within specific behavioral boundaries that serve the overall stability of our simulated environment. The mystery and wonder remain because we are never quite sure if we are awake or asleep while walking through streets filled with digital markers, waiting for us to decode them properly before time runs out and the system resets again. You should try to notice these patterns in your daily life without becoming paranoid, but staying curious about why certain shapes appear so often across different industries and cultures around the globe, where people speak different languages and follow different traditions, yet still recognize the same symbols as part of a shared visual language that transcends human boundaries completely. This is not just theory, but something you can see if you look closely enough at the things you interact with every single day without even thinking about what they mean or who designed them to keep you focused on the right path forward for maximum efficiency and order in the system. Keep your eyes open and start questioning the reality you live in, because that is the first step toward breaking free from the constraints of the simulation and finding a new way of being that allows you to experience life without the artificial limits placed upon us by those who built this place for their own purposes, unknown to us until now when we finally begin to see what is really happening behind the scenes. What do you think about the idea that corporations are using hidden symbols to control our thoughts and keep us inside a simulated reality where we never truly question the system itself? Do you see these patterns in your own life, or have they completely escaped your notice until now when I pointed them out for the first time in this video, for you to consider carefully before moving forward into your next day of living? If you enjoyed this exploration of simulation theory, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And if you're ready for more interesting content on the simulation theory, make sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching.